Welcome to our cinematic story, Craft English Learning YouTube channel. Today is very interesting story, My Busy Day. This story is helpful for your English learning, listening and speaking skills. So listen carefully. I woke up to the sound of my alarm blaring at 6 a.m. My eyes were heavy, but there was no time to waste. Today was going to be one of the busiest days of my life. I stretched my arms and rushed to the bathroom, splashing cold water on my face to wake myself up. My name is Olivia, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that life never slows down. I quickly put on my workout clothes and stepped out for a morning jog. The air was crisp and the streets were quiet. I loved this part of the day, the calm before the storm. My feet pounded against the pavement as I ran, my mind already racing through my schedule. There was an important meeting at work, a birthday party in the evening, and a long list of tasks in between. No room for mistakes. Back home, I barely had time to catch my breath before jumping into the shower. The warm water felt like a blessing, but I knew I couldn't enjoy it for long. Wrapping myself in a towel, I rushed to my closet, throwing on a crisp white blouse and black trousers. My phone buzzed. A message from my boss reminding me about the presentation. Great, no pressure. Skipping breakfast, I grabbed my laptop and sprinted out the door, my heels clicking against the pavement. The city was already alive, cars honking, people rushing, and the energy buzzing in the air. I squeezed into the crowded subway, gripping the metal pole tightly as the train jerked forward. A man next to me was arguing on the phone, a child was crying somewhere, and an elderly woman gave me a tired smile. It was chaos, but I was used to it. The moment I stepped into the office, I could feel the tension in the air. Everyone was preparing for the big meeting. I sat at my desk, opened my laptop, and ran through my presentation one last time. My heart pounded as I walked into the conference room, facing a panel of executives. Taking a deep breath, I began speaking, making sure my voice was strong and confident. The room was silent, eyes watching my every move. 30 minutes later, I finally exhaled as the meeting ended. My boss nodded in approval, and I allowed myself a small smile. One battle won, but the war was far from over. My inbox was flooded with emails, deadlines screaming for attention. I barely had time to think as I jumped from one task to another, answering calls, typing reports, attending meetings. By lunchtime, my stomach was growling, but there was no time to eat. I grabbed a quick coffee and a granola bar, hoping it would keep me going. Just as I was about to take a sip, my phone buzzed. My best friend's text popped up. Don't forget Emma's birthday party. Be there by 7. Right, the party. I had completely forgotten. My energy was already running low, but there was no way I could miss it. Emma would never forgive me. By the time I wrapped up work, my brain felt like mush. I rushed home, tore through my wardrobe, and found a red dress that screamed effortless elegance. Throwing on some makeup, I barely had time to check my reflection before grabbing my purse and running out again. The restaurant was buzzing with laughter and clinking glasses when I arrived. Emma spotted me immediately, pulling me into a tight hug. "You made it!" she beamed. I forced a smile, ignoring the exhaustion creeping in. The night was filled with conversations, music, and endless slices of cake. I tried to stay present, but my mind kept drifting to my bed. My eyelids felt heavy, but I laughed along, pretending I wasn't seconds away from passing out. Finally, at midnight, I waved goodbye and stepped into a cab. The moment I got home, I kicked off my heels and collapsed onto the bed without even changing. My body ached, my mind was spinning, but as I lay there, I couldn't help but smile. Commend your feedback, like and subscribe our channel.